wherever you want. Take a seat. No, just sit there and then we'll change it up a little bit.
Right.
So basically I'm going to do mine on performance analysis. Now I know what you're thinking, you're sitting there going, what does this geezer know about performance analysis? And if I was sitting there and I was up here, I'd ask the same question. So basically a background about myself is that I am an analyst for the Northern Ireland Girls Football Excellence Programme. I worked with the 17s and 19s team in 2019 for their qualification campaign. The 19s qualified and 17s didn't, unfortunately, but you'll see clips of the 17s play here. So basically, a little bit about performance analysis or notational analysis is the identification and analysis of critical patterns and events in performance. So basically, when your team's performing, what events and what actually happens on the pitch. Analysis is essentially a means of recording events, so there is an accurate, objective record of what actually took place. So when I'm away with teams, I basically stand with a camera and record everything, training, matches, and behaviour when defending and when attacking can be accommodated, and analysis can be either one or both teams. So basically, when we break down analysis, we look at the behaviours of the players, what they do, what's the behaviour off the ball, on the ball, and we can look at either our team or the opposition team. So basically to start, we're going to do a wee communication task. So it's brilliant, now we're in two pairs. So if one person will face the screen, so one person sits here, so Maddie will sit here, and Tom, you're going to face away from the screen, and you're going to have a piece of paper and a pen.
Yep.
Okay, and then Oren or Mike, you can decide. So one sits there, facing away. So what's going to happen is the person facing the screen is going to explain to the person not facing the screen what is exactly on the screen. Does everybody understand? Okay, so do you want to get set up here?
I have to face the screen?
Yes, or whatever. So Oren sits there facing the screen. Mike, you got pen and paper, so you paper, just use that one behind you. Okay, is everybody set up? Okay, just use the bar up. So ready?
Alright.
Yep.
Oh,
I can cheat.
is there any way of
Yeah, I'll come this way.
yeah?
I'll move.
Okay, one, can you move across like this?
Oh, yeah. Look that way. I'll face the school here.
Okay. All ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, no cheating.
Come close, I can't see it.
Square in the middle of your page.
Yeah, you've got a
Like,
big square in the middle of the page.
Yep. 90-degree triangle on the right hand
An
side.
arrow,
Level with the square.
the square, pointing to the right.
An arrow underneath the square. Pointing towards the right.
Pointing towards the right.
Yeah.
Above the end of your arrow, you've got a
And the-
triangle.
Inside the square, you have
At the very end of the arrow, point,
a circle. It's not a
triangle.
full circle. It's 3/4 of a circle.
and it's
Right, so-
shaded in.
So the open is on the top right hand side of the circle.
I'll give you 30 more seconds.
So it's
And then inside the square,
at the
you've
top right
got
hand side of the circle.
a circle with a
Inside the
3/4
circle, you
circle,
have a small
Not a
triangle at the
full
bottom
circle.
of the circle. Inside it.
and inside that you've got a small triangle.
Yeah. Where was that square? Yeah, the square inside the square.
Yeah.
Inside.
There's no square, so it's a circle.
Okay, stop there. Okay, so Mike and Tom, do you want to come back in and show us what you have? Okay.
Too bad.
Not too bad, let's see.
It's not too bad. I got the bloody triangle.
Right, Mike, go away. So, few questions on the activity. First one, what was difficult for the instructor? Let's see. So the instructors, so Oren and Matty, what was difficult?
Communicating with Mike, because my back was, he fell back, I couldn't see, no one could see my face like
Yeah.
that, so it's difficult to get my message across.
I had the hands code drawing the shapes here, but that's not going to affect anything with him, so it's hard to try and get it across.
So it's difficult, the communication that you use, so you can't actually see the person, so you can see everything that's happening, but you can't show exactly what you want to say, so the words that we use at times is really important. What was difficult for the artist? So, Mike, on.
I got confused my left and right. That's my fault. I think, yeah, I think it's also like the language you used, like I think.
So the words,
Yeah,
the detailed information that comes across.
yeah, like, you know, like the size of the triangle inside that we circle inside, you know, then there was also like the circle was actually closed with a
Mhm.
half a square in it or something.
Yeah, So it's, you need all the information you can, you need detailed information,
Yeah.
but then when you're on a time limit, it's hard, because your brain goes and then your mouth goes, and it can all get confused. But who did the most talking? The instructor, okay. If we relate this to our specific sport, as in, who does the most talking?
Well, traditionally it's coaches.
Coaches.
Changing with that.
So traditionally, the coaches, who were the coaches? Okay, you've seen everything from the sideline, but who was actually doing the doing?
Players.
Players. So it happens a lot where at this moment in time the coaches see everything and think you know everything, and they try and give the players as much information as possible, and sometimes it doesn't work out. So what analysis allows us to do is allows us to help communication. Franks and Miller believe that international football coaches can only remember 30% of a match and only remember 45% of a match with notes. That's a lot of game time and information that's just missed. And that means the coach's feedback goes from seeing something, forgetting it, and then trying to go back to it, makes it objective, subjective. So now it's just their opinion. So it is. So what analysis allows us to do is it allows us to show exactly what happened, and then everyone can see it. And what's important is that as an analyst, I don't tell the players what to do. I just give them the information, give them the matches, give the coaches and the players the matches for them to do all the information. So this is questions I would use when I'm with teams. So we watch the footage and the question is what happened, and the players, they would just explain what happened from their own point individually, units wise, and then collectively as a team. Then the next question would be what could have happened differently. So then they're able to look and watch what happened and say, I could have put my body better, I could have closed the player down quicker, I should have got the pass off quicker. And then the next question, well, how do we improve on this? And then I think this is the most important one, because this can happen in all sports, is that this now allows the players to dictate their training, because they've seen what's happened, seen what they need, what they could have been doing differently, and how they improve upon this. Well, how to improve upon, say, awareness, I need to practice it, and how I need to check my shoulder with my body and play out. So then that allows the players to go to myself or the coaches and say, well, we need to work on our body and awareness. So next one, I'm going to split these into, well, you're already there. So Oren and Mike, you're going to count Northern Ireland passes. Just green shirts, passes. That's all you're going to count. Okay? Matty and Mike, you're going to count the Scotland passes, which is blue. So easy, simple.
Yeah.
Okay?
Together or?
Just individually.
Right.
Okay, just individually. Does everybody see that okay?
Yep.
Or do we need the lights off?
No, that's right.
Okay. Ready?
The successful and unsuccessful passes.
Just count the passes. So everybody got a rough number in their head? So Oren, how many passes?
11.
11.
I have 14.
14. How many passes?
14.
I had 17.
Okay, so happened in the match?
Not very much.
Not much is possible, is there? Usually there's a free kick.
There's a free kick. Yeah. How did that free kick come about?
I don't know, it's football, like.
There was a lot of transitions and keeping the ball back for Scotland.
Yeah. So what usually happens is that
Throw-ins.
throw-ins. What usually happens is that we look at one thing, which is usually the ball, and then we miss all the other things. So we miss how the foul came about, came from a throw-in, but it came from Northern Ireland losing possession of the ball. Then the Northern Ireland attack, how did it come about? It came about from Scotland keeping possession of the ball, not going really anywhere with it, coming back, Northern Ireland pressing them, winning the ball high, losing it, and then winning it again, and then going off on it. So it's, we then again, we're thinking about too much of it. So then that clip was shown to the player at the 17s when we were away, and the questions were asked, like what happened, what could have happened differently, and how to improve on this. So they again got the chance to say, well, I should have done this here, and we could have done this here, and maybe the Northern Ireland player at the edge of the box could have shot instead of trying to force the ball forward. So they're all things that players and coaches need to look at. So instead of focusing on the ball, focusing on the different things off the ball. So, quick question, is a throw-in, a goal kick, free kick, a pass if it reaches a teammate?
Yeah.
Is a throw-in a restart play though?
It's so fast.
So it can be both. Goal kick a restart play, free kick a set piece. Is a throw-in a set piece? Okay, who decides this?
I don't have to be the coach saying that, it's their person there looking for it.
That's exactly it. The coach decides this, I don't decide this. I would go as an analyst, I go to the coach and go, okay, what would you like these to be known as? Throw in the final third. If someone has a really long throw, you just use it as a set piece, get in the box, they say, yeah, okay, that's going to be set piece. Goal kick, what's it going to be, restart play or set piece? Is it a pass, a free kick? So they again, the coach decides this because the analyst and the information that we use is all there to help coaches and help the coaches make the players better and win games at the end of the day for the senior level of it. So what events would coaches, managers, players want tagged, just quickly, off the top of your head?
Successes and failures.
Successful passes, failure passes, so possession lost,
Shots.
Set pieces.
shots, set pieces,
Turnovers.
turnovers, yeah, transitions. So when I'm away with teams, this is the in-competition tagging that I would use. So we've all used performance sports, or we're going to use performance sports, so performance sports is what I use anyway. And so these in-competition matches happening, thankfully when we're away, the organisation that hosts the tournament, they record matches, so I don't have to stand with a camera. I just get the tag live. So attack and third entries, shots, possession loss, set pieces, crosses, fouls and corners. And they're all broken down into different outcomes. So attack and third entries can be right, central, left. It can also be dribble, short pass, long pass, diagonal pass. Shots can be on target, off target, blocked. Goal, possession loss can be defensive third, midfield third, attacking third. Set pieces, on target, off target, retained, lost. So it crosses, successful, unsuccessful. So it breaks down really well what the coaches want, and we give these back to the players. Well, these are the stats there. So this is 17 stats. You know, are against Italy. We lost possession 44 times. We gave away 18 fouls. We had 3 crosses compared to their 9. Then you look at the whole dynamics of it. They won 4-0. We only had 1 shot. And they had 23. So we can show the players and go, look, what do we need to work on? We need to work on our attacking threat, but we also need to work on defending. So again, like the questions, we look at the video, link it with the statistics, and then ask the same questions again. So the cycle of performance, this is from Carter, Williams and Riley, which I think is quite good. They perform, you observe the performance, so I would observe it live and tag it live, and then obviously the coaches would observe it. We would just observe it again a second time, away, maybe back in the hotel, then we analyse it. So the analysis will be the breakdown of the tags and syncing the match together. Then interpret it, and I think interpret is really, really important. So interpret is when we have a team meeting and we ask the questions again. So the players get to watch what they did and go, okay, this is what was going through my mind, this is why I did this, and this is, if I could go back and I could see it again, I would have done this and this. So then with that, we would then plan for the next game, and that would be opposition analysis. But we would plan with the player's interpretation, the previous analysis in the previous match, and then we prepare for the next match with reference to planning, interpretation, analysis, observation, and last performance. So what do we analyse? Well, this is what I would analyse with the team. We would analyse, we play that match against Scotland, we got beat, so we analyse our shape, how good was our shape, and how good was your shape individually, and how good was your shape as a unit. Then we would analyse our attack, what attacking threats did we have, did we use our attacking chances, how well did we defend, we didn't defend great, we got beat 4-1. Then we would post the goals that we conceded, well girls, how do we fix this? And then again, set pieces, we conceded 2 goals from 2 corners in the first 10 minutes of the Scotland game. So we looked at them set pieces, well how do we defend set pieces better? And then the goals we conceded, all the goals. So they're the things that we would break down and analyse, and again, the players get to watch and see what they did. So again, the stuff isn't subjective, no one made it up. This is all objective information that's being used. For opposition, it's exactly the same thing. Exactly the same thing that I analyse. Their shape, their attacking threats, their defensive setup, their set pieces, and the goals. It's funny because when we played the Italians, they had mad set pieces, like crazy train lines and all movement everywhere. And the girls, we prefer them sitting there looking at it, going, how are we meant to defend that? But we didn't concede from a corner against Italy. So they took it on board what they did. We planned, we prepared for their corners and their set pieces, and we didn't concede from it. So in competition, this is the process that I would use. So we would perform, we would analyse it, we would give feedback to the players, and that would be the meeting that we would use, and ask them for their interpretations. Why did you do that? We would then look at oppositional analysis, again asking the same questions to the girls. What happened? Okay, how can we stop them? And what are we going to do to stop them? And then that would be used as in our plan and preparation, and then back into the performance. So this is the main activity we're going to do. So again, one group is going to be the Northern Ireland management, and that'll be Mike and Oren, and Tom and Maddie are going to be Scotland management. So Northern Ireland management, we're going to show you this clip, and you're going to write down a few notes and see what are you going to say in your post-match meeting, okay, compared to all the things that we spoke about here.
Was this straight after the match?
So it'll be, again, it'll be the process where we've played, we've analysed it, you're going to work on your feedback here, the feedback to the players. And then Maddie and Tom, you're going to be Scotland management. Now this game is against Italy, so you're now focused on opposition analysis. So what things are you noting down to say to your players for the opposition? Does everybody understand? Yeah. So context here, Northern Ireland teams were in light blue, they're playing 4-2-3-1, and Italy 4-3-3 in the dark blue. So communicate with each other, don't just be individually, make sure you talk to each other, like okay, so make sure you're communicating, you're the management, so pick a manager, pick assistant manager, and just say okay, so does everybody understand what we're looking for? Yeah, we're looking for these key things here. So Northern Ireland, you're looking for shape, attack, defensive, piece, goals, and Scotland, you're exactly the same. So this is just one clip. It'll repeat round, so don't worry about it. So just start to think of shapes. The first one's shape. What can you see in shape? Just make sure you note. So if you know an Ireland, think of the shape there in the defensive setup. You're Scotland, you're looking at Italy. You look at their shape. What do you see in their shape? So just to mention, this is what we do with the clips. So you would show one at full speed, half speed, full speed. So you see everything. So make sure you're talking to your assistant manager or manager. Communicate. They're not on absolutely everywhere.
Yeah,
So they're finding pockets of spaces everywhere. You see this pull those spaces she's in. There.
At least the left back came out to defend there.
Yeah, so if you're breaking it down here, this girl here, that's your centre defensive midfielder if you're Northern Ireland, and that's your right midfielder. So she's like Warren just said, what's she doing? Getting dragged with the ball into it. And then what's this pass here? in the centre of the field.
That's what she should have been.
That exactly. So you should be saying that that player what should be saying that player.
Same position.
That's not where,
Yeah.
where was that then?
So the one kind of system rather is she followed like
She's seen ball to the wall.
Yeah, I
She did.
got
So what she gets, this is your right midfielder getting back.
Yeah, dark blue.
she should have left that ball. Like, what's the that there's not a threat there.
Yeah. So if you're Scotland, you should be thinking how high that Italian defence is. There's lots of things to think about. I'll let it roll through again and we'll talk through it. So in a Northern Ireland sense, absolutely all over the shop here.
So much going on.
So your right midfielder's coming, is it a recovering defender here, and she just goes back to the player, not focusing on really on the shape. She allows the midfielder to do all her work. By that stage now, look how high the Italian defence is. There's no real press from the front here. Massive gap in here for this holding midfielders. As she turns, left midfielder should be tucked in more. She's ball watching. Watch the girl who does get the ball at the end. Just ran straight past her. So that's the Italian right back.
Oh, what she gone shoot?
Left back closed her down, that's why she couldn't shoot.
She's a little bit of kicking.
So again, you're Northern Ireland. You have to focus on your shapes, and if I'm being honest, there is none.
So we have three back defenders, not too bad.
One,
No,
two,
that's
three,
supposed to be
four,
ten.
and forward back.
Two
Alright.
defensive midfielders.
Two defensive midfielders
that
in there and there. That's your Cam there, your number 10. Left midfielder at the end of the clip doesn't do anything, and the right midfielder at the start of the clip doesn't do anything, and your striker up front doesn't do anything.
Left back as well though, yeah, like she recovered quite well.
Yeah,
Stop the shot.
She's a great player.
stop the shot. There's a bit of bias in the room for that player.
Oh, that's your daughter, isn't it?
No, it's my niece.
Oh, really?
So in the Italian, if you're Scotland, you're looking at it, you're going, bloody hell, they move absolutely everywhere. Look at the pockets of space that they find.
I had advanced centre midfielders.
Yeah. Also look at, that's their left back,
What?
that's your centre back. That's how high they are.
Advanced midfielders.
Yeah. There's supposed to be playing three in there, but look at it now, there's one left. There's already been a box.
So these are all things that the girls will have to think about and the players have to think about as well. If you're the Northern Ireland management, you'll be going, girls, look at the state of that. Because there's no real shape there at all. As the ball comes here, there's no press from the front. Look how high the Italian back line is.
And they're only leaving three back.
Like one says, this centre midfielder gets pulled to the ball. Katie Dixon.
Oh.
Gets pulled to the ball, completely out of position, which allows the Italian players to get in a space. Now this centre half doesn't know whether to go or not. She goes, bypassed. She gets a flick because there's no holding midfielders. There's another Italian player there, out wide. So,
Should have scored.
yeah, 100%. What were the things, if we're thinking about, go back there, what would you be saying?
Shape.
Shape, yeah, there's none.
Keep it.
The defensive, you'll be talking about defence, won't you?
Yeah.
You'll be talking about your shape, individually as well, collectively, as a whole team. The positional play of individual players, the right midfielder being so high, being a recovering defender, not really doing anything.
So they know your role.
Exactly, know your role. So you'd be emphasising this massively. Now you got away with it,
Yeah.
but it was just atrocious. And then that's it. So opposition. So if you're Scotland and you're playing Italy, what would you be saying?
Their shapes 4-3-3.
Yep.
They, I think it was the captain sort of as a holding midfielder, and the other two get forward. Shape, and then attack. I said it runs inside, so there are two wingers come in towards the striker, and it let the fullbacks overlap on the outside. And then defensively, they leave three back when they're attacking, and they're behind line.
Okay, so that's a really good breakdown. How do you beat Italy then?
Oh, good question. I probably leave that shape was too deep for Northern Ireland for their, especially playing 4-2-3-1. Their 10 was on top of the two DMs.
Yeah.
I have
Fumbles.
100%.
good. What do you say, Mike?
Long balls.
Long balls. That, if I'm being honest, that was our game plan. That was meant to be our game plan. So it was, because we see how high this defence goes.
It's in,
Right?
you know, now.
Now, they're in an hour and a half. You get one ball over the top, and you're through.
Can't be offside.
But can your girls kick it that far?
Well, that was the game plan was to get it into the 10 to play early
Yeah.
and then behind, because their keeper, which you don't see, is in the middle of their half. So she's not even in, she's not on her goal line, she's not on her 6-yard box, she's in the middle of the Italian half. So our game plan was to win this ball back and just lump it and make them face their own net. Unfortunately, that did not happen. So then we were 1-0 down at half time, and that was a penalty. See, the second half, they dominated the second half. The movement off the ball was unbelievable. Their awareness, she just checked the shoulder there, that's something our girls don't do. Playing into space. So that's in competition. When we get back home and we post competition, we break everything down massively again, and we send all the matches out to the players, and they get to re-watch all this. Now they won't re-watch it in detail because they come in for an analysis meeting, and we break it down to detail, and we showed this clip to the girls, so they were again able to. So Katie Dixon, she was the first one to put her hand up and say I shouldn't have been drawn to this ball here. She said she was ran ragged there, because she was able to look at this clip and say I shouldn't be at the right midfielder spot. I should be where that ball comes to there in my position. So we're able to break everything down again, and again give the players the opportunity to say this was going through my mind, this is why I did it, looking back, this is what I should have done. And then at the end of the lecture and the meeting, what we were able to do, okay girls, what do you want to do in training? We gave them the opportunity to write down notes and explain what they wanted to do. So as we watch here, this centre half here, Northern Ireland, she, as the ball comes in here, when she doesn't know whether to go or not, one of her training points was whether defensive shape, whether to close the ball or stay in deep. So that was one of the things that she said. So we're as an analyst, we're not giving responsibility to the players. You're saying I'm not telling you what to do, but what we want you to do is understand what you need to improve on. So obviously, what you'd be saying in the match, and like Warren says, you'd be thinking about shape. Mike, you should be going higher, you should be getting the ball and lumping it, because there's nothing wrong with that. If that wins you games, at the end of the day, at senior level, that's fine. Unfortunately, in that tournament, it was a massive focus on winning games, and there was no real development orientated, and that's under 17s. They got loads of time to develop. Unfortunately, for us, it was, or the manager focused on the winning mentality. They focused on we need to win, we need to get out of the group, because the week previous, the 19s got out of the group. So there's a lot of pressure on these girls to get out of this group and qualify. Now, what you would be saying is what we said. Should be shaping us all over the place. We should have been closer to the ball. Should have been pressing the ball higher. Look how high the Italian defence was. We could manipulate that. So there are things that we said. Then we went and played Montenegro and drew 1 each. We really should have won that game. Scotland again. Everything said that Maddie says, that would have been said in their pre-match meeting. But Italy went and beat them 4-1. So sometimes it doesn't really matter what you say, because the other team are just very, very good. So you're still management, Northern Ireland management, Scotland management. You've observed, you've analysed, interpreted the previous clip. Now for next week's workshop, I want you to go away and create a training session using the information that you've noted down. So all the training sessions should include a warm-up, a main drill, a small-sided game, all focused on the information that you've stated and you've written down. Does everybody understand? Okay. Thank you for listening. Does anyone got any questions?
Do you, I have a quick question, just out of that sort of analysing and that sort of thing. Do those girls wear sort of GPS and does that come into your analysis?
Unfortunately, the excellence program doesn't link the two together as much as what it should be. In my head, you should get the GPS readings and say, okay, how much running did the girls do? and then use the clips and use the analysis to say, okay, were you effective in the match?
Yeah.
To show, because when we played Bulgaria in August of last year in a pre-season friendly, we had one girl and she ran her socks off and she was brilliant, but everybody thought she was brilliant because she ran her socks off. But you look at the video and she didn't do anything.
Yeah.
She just ran about. So with the GPS and analysis, I would like to link them more together to understand, okay, how effective are you in your running?
Yeah.
But there is the GPS and training and then matches.
And do you analyse that, or does someone
No,
else
no,
do it?
no. Our strength and conditioning coaches will do that.
Alright.
So we bring strength and conditioning coaches with every team as well.
Very good.
Does everybody understand next week's activity? Has everybody got any more questions?